What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Phins Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as always. Today, we have everything you need to know about the Miami Dolphins and the latest news right here on TD Phins Talk. All right, make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. Again, let your friends and family members know about the channel, but we do want you to know that this stream is being powered by Sleeper. Take advantage of a $100 deposit match up to $100 using code TDPHINS, TDPHINS. All right, check out Sleeper. Make sure you get in on the action. It also has fantasy football, sports news, everything you need in one place. So make sure you check out the proud sponsor of TD Phins Talk, Sleeper. All right. Also, if you do check out Sleeper and you're not sure about depositing right away, guess what? They're giving you a free $20 entry with no deposit needed. So you get to take advantage of that, get in the game, play a little bit. If you like it, you get to hang around. If not, hey, no love lost. All right. So make sure you check it out. But we're about to get into it. We're going to talk all the latest with the Miami Dolphins. But before we do, man, how is everyone doing? I hope everybody's having a happy holiday. These are the holiday seasons, the season of joy. We hope it's a season of joy every day, all day for everybody, but that's not typically the case. But I want to say I hope everybody has an amazing holiday, and fins up no matter what. This is my Fins family, and I love rocking with y'all, so thank y'all for rocking with me. All right, but without further ado, we are going to dive in and let's get it. First, I want to start the show today talking about the current status of the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, we are 5 games away from the season, the regular season at least being over. Technically, the Miami Dolphins playoff odds have improved. They went from 0.01 to 0.04. We on the rise, baby. A little bit of facetiousness there, but listen, at the end of the day, we keep playing until we're absolutely eliminated because this team has been made a decision. They're not tanking. They're trying to win. Therefore, we can't control that. So root the Dolphins on. It is what it is, okay? But within these last 5 games, I had to sit back and think to myself, what do we want to see from the Miami Dolphins in these last 5 games? Okay, you can give me your thoughts in the chat. I may read a few of them, but I'm going to tell you a few things that I want to see from the Miami Dolphins in the last 5 games. Number 1, rookies, and promising future pieces. Okay. I really want to look at these rookies. I want to see Jordan Phillips. I want to see Biggers. I want to see Kenneth Grant. I want to see Jonah Savanaya. I want to see as many of these young guys, Ollie Gordon. I want to see these rookies make an impact in the last 5 weeks. Start to say to themselves, hey, man, I got a spot here for the future, and here's why you need to continue moving forward with me. That's what I want to see. Right now, we're getting some strong play in the trenches on the D-line with Biggers and Phillips. Jonah, it's a work in progress. Kenneth Grant is a work in progress. Isn't it funny how that works sometimes? Your 4th, 5th, 6th undrafted players show more spark than your 1st or 2nd rounder. That's happening in Miami right now. Some of those lower draft picks are showing a little bit more spark than the high profile picks, which is kind of crazy, right? It's kind of backwards. And once again, that's on Christopher Greer, who is no longer here. And within the show today, we're going to talk about something Chris Greer did do well before he left, but we'll get to that point, okay? But I'm checking out these young guys. Rookies, sophomores, undrafted, free agent we brought in that's young. That's what I'm checking out. That's what we all should be checking out. That's what we should be looking for. Who on this roster right now is a piece that we want to move forward in the future and have an opportunity to really say, hey, this is a guy who's going to take the journey with us. I have a few of those guys that I think, and now we already talked about rookies and sophomore, Chop Robinson, looking at him and everything. But there is a guy that I personally think that the Miami Dolphins at this very moment, they need to extend him. Now, he's not a rookie. He's not a young guy. I think he's been in the league actually 5 or 6 years now. But there is one player on the Miami Dolphins. It'll be very interesting. If you want to guess, put it in the chat right now before I read it off in 30 seconds. See if any of you all can get that guy. But there is one guy that I believe the Miami Dolphins need to go ahead and extend now. I feel like this individual is a vital piece for the future. I feel like we already have him on the roster, and we don't need to go searching for that position again. And this is not a superstar. This isn't one of the people. It's not one of the individuals we look at and say they're a top 3 player on the team. So no, it's not Achane. No, it's not Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's a guy who's healthy and he's playing right now. And it's not even Brooks. Okay. It's actually Aaron Brewer, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Brewer. Yes, our center. Aaron Brewer has actually been a good center for us. Have y'all realized that? Have any of you really taken the time to sit back and realize Aaron Brewer has actually been a good center for us? The guy is not old. I mean, let me verify, but from my understanding, he's only been been in the league 5 or 6 years. I'm gonna verify real quick. Yeah, but we signed him on a 3-year, $21 million contract. Let me see here. So here's the deal. He's under contract for next year with the Dolphins. Many of you all may not know that. He's currently under contract next year with the Dolphins. But here's the deal. His cap hit next year is $9.2 million. And he already has 3 voidable years for 2027, 2028, and 2029 where he's counting versus the cap. The Dolphins need to go ahead and extend him now. Because I want y'all to think about this. We all know, oh man, we need to clean house. We need a new quarterback. We need to fix our O-line. We need to do all of this. Don't work harder. You already have 2 pieces on the O-line that you should be able to start with right now. Patrick Paul and Aaron Brewer. Jonah's going to get every opportunity because they drafted him in the 2nd. Austin Jackson's right tackle situation, that's an interesting one as well. You know, when you really look at his, he's a $16 million cap hit next year, Austin Jackson, who also has 3 voidable years on his contract. So I don't know if they're going to continue with Austin Jackson or not. But what I can tell you, the Dolphins will be in a much better position if they lock down Aaron Brewer and already have a left tackle and a center and continue to evaluate the left guard position. But all we should be worried about over the next 2 years is the right guard and the right tackle situation, what we want to do there. We don't have to make this we need a new quarterback and get 5 new linemen. No. Aaron Brewer has played well enough to say, I can be your starter long term. He's a starting caliber center. He's played very well for the Dolphins. He's low key. Nobody talks about it. Nobody mentions it. Nobody at all. They just let Aaron Brewer go under the radar, doing his job every week, but you're also not hearing that he's blowing it for anything. He's the 2nd best run blocking center in the league right now and 15th best in pass blocking, but that's also out of 38. So he's 2nd quartile. That's all you need, ladies and gentlemen. So if he's already on the roster, don't complicate things, extend him and make him a long-term Dolphin. Make him a long-term Dolphin. You need to do that now because you've gotten 2 years of his contract in. Next year, it's a higher cap hit, but you can restructure and extend his deal and spread it out over the next 3 to 4 years. Give him another 3-year extension, whatever it may be. But he has earned his way, in my opinion, in Miami, coming from Tennessee. This is his 6th season in the league. And guess what? It's been his best season of his career so far. Now, the only interesting thing is, hey, the new GM, is he going to get a new coach? Because if the new coach might not want to do zone blocking, or they may want to. We don't know. We don't know. And I'm looking at this roster right now, and this is why I hate that we got ourselves in this position. Because right now there are certain decisions we can make that'll make the future better, but we don't have a true general manager in-house to make that decision. No extensions are being made right now because we got to allow the new general manager to assess everything and make those decisions. Not the interim GM. But this would have been a perfect time to take guys like him and extend them. You wait till the offseason, things can get a little bit more muddy. You can ask for a little bit more money. And if you don't give him that money, he can ask for his release to hit free agency, in which he may find even more. That's the reality. Now, I do see some of you all in the chat right now talking about Jordan Brooks should also be a guy that the Miami Dolphins, look at in those regards. The thing with Jordan Brooks, I agree in this sense. He's also a 6-year guy, just like Brewer. And Jordan Brooks has had his 2 best seasons in the NFL as well. But Jordan Brooks' contract situation is a little bit different right now. And let me go over that with you for those who are in the chat saying Jordan Brooks as well. Okay. Oh, well, and maybe I'm mistaken here because I thought Jordan Brooks was on a 2-year deal, but I'm wrong. Jordan Brooks is on a 3-year deal, just like Brewer, with 3 voidable years. And next year, his cap hit is a shade under 11 million. So, hey, let me put that on my list real quick. Good catch, chat. Good catch. Jordan Brooks, another guy who should be extended now. You're right. You are 100% right. This is another player who has played well. Best 2 seasons in the league with Miami. This year, he's really flourishing. Run defense, one of the best in the league, and tackling. Coverage, isn't as good, but he's that guy that gets in the trenches. He's the guy that gets in the trenches, man. So very interesting. Thank y'all so much for that catch, because he goes on my list. The Dolphins should be looking to extend him. That's for sure. But once again, no general manager to make that decision for the future, because we can't make the decision now because we don't know what the new general manager wants to do, what system they want to operate in. All of those things do matter. They matter. Lastly, I see some people in the chat saying Jack Jones. Okay. All right. So Jack Jones has done 4 years in the league now. Well, this is his 4th season, by the way. Right. I'll say this. The thing with Jack Jones, I thought Jack Jones had got hurt at one point, but maybe I'm wrong. 8, 9. Look, no, it looks like he's played every game so far. I don't know why in my mind I was thinking Jack Jones had got hurt, or maybe I'm thinking of another player. I'll have to look into it. But here's what I will say. Jack Jones could very well be another one of those candidates as well because he's played well enough to move forward in the future. But let me check out Jack Jones's contract situation and see where we are with him right now. All right, so it's pulling up now. Jack Jones contract. What does his look like? All right, here it is. All right, so Jack Jones, yeah, he signed a 1-year deal for $1.1 million, $1.1 million. He is an unrestricted free agent next year. It's going to be tough. Let me ask y'all a question. How would you pay Jack Jones? Especially being that he's playing well this year. He's in the second quartile for corners. He's ranked 40th he's ranked 40 out of 110. Remember, top 64 are your starters in the league typically, even though we know all of them aren't. He's in that bunch. He's playing at that level. They use him in the box, pass rush. He's fifth out of 110 corners. He's fifth in the league in pass rush. Run defense, he's sixth. Another physical, gritty guy. Not as great in coverage. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jack Jones is definitely another guy that they should be extending right now, but no general manager here to do it. So he becomes the unrestricted free agent in the offseason. And playing this well, he was always a high upside guy. He's going to have a market. And I'm not sure the Dolphins are ready to pay the market. And he doesn't owe the Dolphins any loyalty for the simple fact he might have a new coach and everything. We don't know. Jack Jones might get a nice little itty-bitty solid bag in free agency. Will the Dolphins be in that mix? But isn't it funny, though, when you look at what we're talking about right here, a center, a starting caliber center that you should be extending right now who can solidify that position, a starting linebacker in Jordan Brooks who could solidify the position, playing some of the best play in the league, and right now a starting caliber corner. Now, my only concern is you add Brooks and Jack Jones. Both of them are poor in coverage right now. They're not great in coverage. I'm not going to say poor. They're not great in coverage. These are physical guys. They help with the run game. But you also need some guys that's covering. But this is an asset on the field. But will you be able to pay him what he might be able to get in the open market? That's tough. That's tough. But when you look at it with the young guys and a few of these sprinkled in guys, you can start rebuilding your team quicker and better by extending these guys. But once again, if you're not extending them now, you're betting against yourself in the offseason because we don't have a general manager in right now that can make that decision. Because I don't think they're going to allow Kelly to make these decisions because these decisions are up to the next GM, not unless they're ready to go ahead and name our current interim GM the new GM. And they're not. They're not ready to do that yet. This is a tough situation for us. You got players that you can lock down right now that are good enough, worthy of locking down, young for the future, but you can't even make that decision. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So keep that in mind for the Miami Dolphins. We want to look at these players over the last 5 games. We want to take a look at these players and start to identify, are there other guys on the roster right now that, man, we need to keep with this guy. We need to extend this guy. That's what I'm looking for in the next 5 games, okay? All right. Also, what I'm looking for in the next 5 games is great execution from Mike McDaniel. I mean, Mike McDaniel needs flawless execution. I'm going to be honest with y'all. We're not seeing it. We're getting wins, but we're not seeing flawless execution. We're not seeing the things that, like everybody talk about, what a defense is flying around now. That's Anthony Weaver. Well, the run game is, I mean, what's new? I mean, the run game technically has always been on point unless we get down as a team and we got to throw the football for the most part. This 6th offensive lineman, I'm going to be honest with you. I've reviewed the film in depth now. It's almost a fallacy. Like maybe one big play a game pops off the 6th offensive lineman. The rest of them don't really go nowhere. So that's not really what's making the difference. And mainly I'm seeing better tight end blocking is why A-Chain is doing as well also. Also A-Chain himself turning nothing into something a lot of times. So I really can't attribute, hey, what is McDaniel really bringing to the table on the back end? What is he really bringing to the table? Weaver's handling that defense. Offense, all we got is the run game going for us. Is that what we're going to say he needs to continue to be in the head coach because the run game looks good? Pass game looks putrid. Offense in general, lackluster. Not explosive, not dangerous, not threatening. What is McDaniel proving right now? Just because we're getting some raggedy wins, by the way. Be honest with you. Just because we're doing that, what is he really proving of his own value? I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Not sure. So keeping an eye on McDaniel, seeing if any new things that he's implemented that's making a difference, that type of stuff. That reminds me, one more guy that I'll be looking for in the last 5 games is Darren Waller. Because for a cheap price, we might be able to extend him as well. But we're not extending anybody. We're not extending anybody because of the situation. Man, we might really be missing out on some good pieces that we can move forward with because of this situation with the general manager not being in the building or not being allowed to yet to make these decisions that need to be made now or should be made now before the open market comes. I'm seeing some solid building block pieces that can accelerate the growth, but only if we can keep them in-house. Only if we can keep them in-house. Now, I know some people will say, yeah, but they're already under contract next year. Yeah, but they're going to be asking for their extension this offseason because they're playing well as individuals. And if the Dolphins don't honor that, they could sit out. These guys are young enough. Brooks and Brewer, 6th season. This is the prime time to go get your bag. Might be your only real bag of your career. You may never be as successful as you are showing to be right now. There is no better time to get paid. Playing that out a whole nother season, their agent wouldn't advise that. There ain't no more guarantees. They're going to want to get paid with some security, financial security. So the new general manager is going to come in and got to deal with this right away. And it sucks because you wish they could take care of it now because it'll also help the team if they did it now instead of the offseason. It would also potentially be cheaper now instead of the offseason. You get an extension coming through right now. You don't think Brewer is out there like, man, I don't want to get hurt, man, because I got to get paid this offseason. You don't think Brooks, like these guys, they're not dialing it in, but they're also like, man, I got 5 games left. Just finish these 5 strong. And my life, literally, like I can elevate my financial situation even more. They already got solid deals. Both of them getting almost $7 or $8 million a year in their contract right now. But both of them coming off of their best 2 years, This might be their last opportunity to keep impacting their life financially on a greater scale. They don't want to get hurt in these last 5, and they want to play well, but they want to get paid. What will they do? Final 5 games. That's what I'll be looking for, how these guys perform. There you have it. Let's move forward. I want to get into a question that I think you all would feel that's very interesting. Let me put it like this. Chris Greer made a few good moves before he mutually agreed to part ways. Why are you talking about Chris Greer, man? He's out of here. Get him out of here, man. We don't want to talk about that guy anymore, but you know what? I want to give him some credit as he's gone now. He did make a few good moves before he left. When you think of moves like Aaron Brewer, like we can grade him now, that was a good move. When you look at moves like Jordan Brooks, when you grade them now, they were good moves. Okay. But he also made a good move trading Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith looks really bad with Pittsburgh right now. 12 games, 190 yards. The entire Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is mad at Jonnu right now because Aaron Rodgers in the game over the weekend, they were trying to win that game, and Aaron Rodgers gave Jonnu a signal to cut inside. Jonnu went outside anyway. The ball went over the middle. Nobody was there. Aaron Rodgers audible to that, telling him, look at the coverage, go inside. He didn't do it. Aaron Rodgers went on the podium post-game and said, I checked to inside, and they ran outside and exposed Jonnu. But trading Jonnu Smith, that was smart, but here's the smarter piece. The Darren Waller move, Darren Waller actually looks more effective than Jonnu was in Miami. And Jonnu played very well in Miami, but Darren Waller looked even more effective like early on and even now, but he's on a pitch count. He's on a pitch count right now. I think that those were some big-time moves by Chris Greer and underrated moves as well. And I just want to give him credit for it. Those were great decisions. Also, you look at the Ramsey situation in Minkah Fitzpatrick. When you look at it now, I think the Dolphins won that. Minkah Fitzpatrick's back to balling out, playing great football. You know, everybody like, is he on a decline? I said, that's a risk you got to take. We don't know. He might be on a decline. Man, Minkah's been just fine. Minkah Fitzpatrick has been just fine. Okay? He's been amazing, actually. He's been really good and solid for the Miami Dolphins. And those were good moves by Chris Greer before he got out of here. So I asked, did Miami win the trade with the Steelers? I believe so. I believe so. You know, and then the crazy thing is it was moves that we had to make because Ramsey wanted out, all of that stuff. But I got to give him some props on that. Yeah, man, these were actually solid moves by Chris Greer before he got out of here. It still amounted to nothing because Chris Greer got fired ultimately because, you know, like, if we're going to be honest, Chris Greer got fired because of Tua Tagovailoa. He didn't live up to what Chris Greer bet on the entire time. He didn't. So we can always talk about all the terrible draft picks and decisions Chris Greer made, but he also made some solid ones. And I'm hoping the new GM comes in and makes solid ones as well like this. Okay. At Miami, everything 3053 just became a member. Okay, awesome. Welcome to the family. If you want to become a member of TD Phins Talk, hit that join button. Greatly appreciated. All right. Yeah. Salute to all the members of the channel, by the way. All right. But yeah, so I just wanted to give him some credit on those moves that he made. I feel like Waller is an upgrade over Jonnu, despite Jonnu being amazing for us. Minka, in my opinion, is more beneficial for us than Ramsey, which helped us, identify guys like Jack Jones and Rasul Douglas still having a little bit in the tank. Yeah, man, I think these were some very impactful moves that were made, and I like them. Okay. Um, that's pretty much it on that. But last but not least, I did want to talk about the defense. Everybody's wondering, is the defense, have we arrived? I said this on Dolphin Collective last night. I don't know. We're not going to sit here and act like the competition we've been playing isn't the competition we've been playing. Defenses definitely look better, but we played some weak teams. The Saints, we cannot go off of that offense. They don't have their star running back, a young new quarterback. No, can't judge it off of that. The Commanders, no Jaden Daniels, weapons missing. Can't grade it off of that. Yeah, but we beat Buffalo. For the life of me, I keep telling everybody, division games, all statistical evaluations go out the window. Division games, I don't care if there's a divisional opponent that's 16-0 and the other one is 1-15. Division games can be tough. They can also be explosive. I always try to tell people, try your best not to use division games as a part of your statistical analysis, because these teams are always going to play each other harder because they gear towards building to beat those teams more than anything, because they play them twice a year and they know their tendencies more than anybody else. There's a commonality whether home or away in these places. So divisional matchups, I always say, that's why whenever a terrible team beats a division opponent that's an amazing team, yeah, it's a division opponent. That happens more than you think. It happens more than you think. And the Dolphins, 3 out of the last 4 games, they've held teams to 17 points or less. And they have also won 3 of those last 4 games. Okay? So there's a correlation there, but here's what I'm going to say. Let's wait until December 21st at home versus the Cincinnati Bengals. If the Dolphins play the next 2 weeks with good defense, and we go to the Cincinnati game, and we do our thing in that game from a defensive standpoint, and they're healthy and everything is fine for them, you can officially say this defense has arrived. Not only has it arrived, but wow, we actually have something. And how can we keep this going? How can we, keep this Weaver defense going? Because that's another piece, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know if McDaniel's going to be here next year. I'm starting to think he will, but we don't know if he's going to be here next year. And if he's not here and we get a new coach, you don't even know if we're going to keep Weaver. The new coach coming in, new general manager, they may let all of them go. We don't know. We don't know. Some new coaches, especially if it's a veteran coach, like a Tomlin or somebody like that, they got a staff. They ready to bring them in. They know what they know what to do. They know what they're looking for. They know what they want. Too many, and that's why, once again, I hate that we've gotten ourselves in this position. Too many unknowns because of the general manager situation right now. Too many unknowns. December 21st versus the Bengals. That's the game you want to pay attention to. That's the game that will tell us if the defense have arrived or not. Okay? But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, that's the latest with the Miami Dolphins, things that you need to know. Friday, obviously, we'll be giving our game previews with the Jets. I'll be at the Jets game. I'm hoping that the reception is fine, that I can stream from MetLife. But if not, then I won't be on a live stream. but I will be at the Jets game. Okay. MetLife takeover. Here we go. I'll be there. If any of you all want to come through, we have an amazing package right now with Roundtable Sports where you get a game ticket. You get a free tailgate entry, and I'm talking about a tailgate party where they already drinks and food are included. You just walk up, grab the food you want, walk up, grab the drinks you want, included. For all as much as you want that's there, it's included. Also, access to the field after the game is included as well. All three of those things for only $100. $100. Okay. So if you want to take advantage of that, get out and go to the Jets game, enjoy the tailgate and access to the field after the game. Hit me up or go to Roundtable Sports in the description of the video. You'll see the link where you can go ahead and get that package for $100. It's the biggest steal ever. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So if you're in that area or can travel last minute, $100 takes care of your food at the tailgate and drinks, takes care of your game ticket and access to the field after the game. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, outside of that, I will see y'all at 1 p.m. on 4th and Forever, a Roundtable Sports production. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. TD, did you hear about Brian Hartline? No, I saw an alert, something about a contract, 6 or 7 year deal or something with something. I haven't looked into it yet, so I don't know the details. I don't know what that's about. So I don't know if he's a commentator or whatever. I have no idea. But Brian Hartline, yeah, I'm saying I don't know. I have any idea, but this is the latest, all you need to know at Dolphins. So why don't I just type in Brian Hartline and look up what it says. He's a football coach. South Florida. South Florida reportedly hiring Ohio State offensive coordinator Brian Hartline. Okay. Wow. That's nice, man. Making a career of coaching for himself, man. I love it. Miami Dolphins hero. That's amazing. Congratulations to him and his family, all right? But yeah, man, I wish him nothing but the best. It's still all about you, even though we got robbed for the playoffs. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all again. Subscribe to the channel now for the latest on Miami Dolphins news and everything you need to know. Love you all. I'll see you soon. Peace. I am out.